In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the oil pan on this Volkswagen Jetta. Let's get into it. There should be a panel in this area. This vehicle doesn't have it. There should be some T15s that you're going to need to take those screws out and then pull the panel off. So you want to start by doing that. With a drain bucket underneath, you want to take the drain plug out. Use a 19mm socket. Loosen up the drain plug. And drain the oil. Take the drain plug, you want to replace the seal on that. So take that off, put a new seal on it. You can put that back in. We're going to take these bolts out on the side. There should be a bolt right there, and then it bolts right there. Use a 16mm socket. With a 10mm socket, we're going to take all these bolts out around the perimeter of the pan. Don't forget the ones that are in these little pockets right here. It doesn't look like, for this vehicle at least, there's none in those two pockets, just those other two. Those are all loose. I just left 2 in, 3 in. I gotta take this one out. two. Now I'm going to break it free. I'm just going to use a pry bar, and right here there's a little cutout. You can get in there, just pry that down. Now that's loose. Now I'll take out these other two bolts. Just make sure you have a drain bucket underneath. And slide the pan right down. Now we're going to take this plate off. If you have a sensor, you're going to want to take that out as well. It should be the same procedure. You're going to use a 5mm hex socket. Take these bolts out. Just pull this out, and it slides right out. You want to replace that seal. And I'll transfer it over to the new pan, just to line it up, get the bolts started. And snug these down. And just go back, just make sure these are snug. Flip the pan over. Just wipe the pan off. And take a gasket, make sure it lines up. Then you're ready to install it. I'm going to take some brake parts cleaner and just clean up the area where the gasket's going to go and wipe it with a rag. If you have any gasket material that's still attached to the engine, you want to use a razor blade and just scrape it off. Where the engine block meets the front cover and then also the back cover, I'm just going to take a little dab of RTV, just right there where that crack is, just to make sure it seals good. Just a dab, not too much. And over here. And same on the back. Now with the gasket in place, just line this up. And get some of the bolts started. make sure the gasket stays in place. Now we're just going to snug these down, not too tight. You can work your way from the center outward, going back and forth. Now we're going to torque these bolts to 11 foot-pounds, again working from the center outward. And there should be two more in there and there. And you can put these bolts in. For the transmission, there should be 3. And torque those bolts to 33 foot-pounds. At this point, you want to put that panel back up and screw in the fasteners. Now I'm going to use a funnel and add the appropriate synthetic oil. We're using 5W30. You can also use 5W40 depending on your temperature and the area that you live in. Pull the funnel out, put the cap back on. We're just going to start it, let it run for about 15 seconds, and then shut it down. So it ran for 15 seconds. Now we let it sit for about a minute, and then pull the dipstick out and wipe it off with a clean rag. Push it back in. Wait 5 seconds, pull it out, and we want to see right in between those hash marks, preferably close to the top, just like we are, and if it's not in those hash marks, adjust accordingly. And wipe it off and put the dipstick back in, and you're good to go.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.